because you've got that in-swing of Emma Black. We know how effective that is. PJ Watkins has been really good at the top of the power play. If you look at the Blaze,
effortless from Plummer, and that'll just race away.
Beautiful stroke. Plummer, her first boundary this afternoon. Effortless clip off the legs, up and over. Good piece of timing.
That might bring about a little bit of concern for the Sparks and Emma Black. She'd been brilliant through the first 5 games of the season, picked up 7 wickets, an economy rate of just 5.5, and then in her last match here went 1 for 46 off her 4 overs. Trying to get after her straight away. Such an important player in the Sparks lineup. Of course, missing the experience with the ball of Eden Carson, Susie Bates. And so a big job for Emma Black to do. Oh, and spoons it up, settles underneath it, comfortable catch. There you go, Emma Black back in the wickets.
Sparks, they get their early wicket. Always crucial in T20 cricket. And it's a big one, Plummer. Just looking to work it into the leg side. Maybe held in the wicket. And a chop edge. Comfortable catch. Blakely. Plummer goes early. Blaze 9 for 1.
Hannah Francis now, and at number 3 for the Blaze. Still very early in her career. Best of 13 not out in this format. Already has a 1-day 100, however, for the Wellington So, very promising young player. A big chase. Good to see Ella James back. Has failed the fitness test ahead of the last match here, but good to see she's recovered well back on the field. But a big breakthrough early. Just gets early through the shot there, Georgia Plummer. Perhaps looking a touch square. Sparks will know. This players line up. They have lost those overseas players. Of course, no Merely Kerr. And there is no replacing those really when you start losing players like that out of your side. And so different role for some players here. Maybe a more fragile order. But it's been a great start with the ball. 2 overs done, 11 for 1. Plummer, the wicket to fall early for the Blaze. Striped a lovely boundary. Looking to repeat the dose. Just spooned one up to mid-on. Seen an overreach from PJ Watkins and Emma Black, and now it'll be Eva Gray into the attack. Had a brilliant day at the bat last time they were here. She'll be hoping that that now translates into some bowling form. It's been able to pick up wickets reasonably consistently. Hasn't had a big day out. A big day where you pick up 4 or 5. And economy rate sitting north of 8.52. Picks that backward point. That's where Rebecca Burns so dangerous to bowl to. She is so strong, square of the wicket, but has got as much power as you'd ever need hitting down the ground too.
It's important. Sparks, they bowl wicket to wicket. We've seen it in parts from Gray, but should be looking for a little bit more consistency. And like you mentioned, sometimes if you get it going with another facet of your game, like she did with the bat the other day, might translate into her bowling. A little bit of swing there.
Yeah, went 35 not out of just 13 deliveries. 5 fours, 2 sixes, strike rate of 269. Gets the game done with breathing room to spare. Oh, gets away with that one. Short and wide outside the off stump. Oh, another dot ball. Brilliant over here. Just see a little smile on the face of Rebecca Burns. Pressure just starts to build. How perfect. Right on the money. Maiden bowl by Eva Gray. 3 gone. It's 11 for 1.
Fantastic over there. Great. Small crowd building here in Dunedin. Definitely an extra layer day. This is one of the most standard days you'll see in Dunedin. Grey, 15 degrees. Just chuck her extra layer on. That's a proper setup. And for the full day by the looks, smacks the works.
Stripes that one offside. It's a Hannah Francis special. Beautiful cover drive.
Emma Black looking for that miracle delivery, slightly wider on the offside. Fortunately didn't swing in a good swing of the bat.
As is always the way, after our mic'd out players chase one to the boundary, it's a perfect time to go and have a chat with them.
That is how you go, guys.
I'm well. How about you? How's the Dunedin weather treating you?
Oh, look, it's the first real day it's decided to play miserable. But the rest of the weeks has been lovely. Had a little bike ride in the sunshine the other day around the harbour there. It was a great day for it. Wouldn't mind a hand warmer today though. Good luck.
Love that. I was going to say, how have you been spending your time in New Zealand when you haven't been on a cricket field?
I've done a little bit of tiki touring here and there. I don't mind the old sauna and cold plunge, which you guys love them over here too, which is, so I've been finding them around the place. Otherwise, yes, just getting out and about in the... Oh, hit him. Yes, that is out.
That's looking pretty good from that sense. It's not at all what the Blaze need.
TV umpire to director, we have a review for a run out. Can I start with your best angle, please?
Burns might be in trouble here.
Fraser, just take it back and Fraser as the bells come off, please. Thank you. Thank you, Fraser, there. That is short of their ground. Wicket is fairly broken. I'm ready to make my decision for the green.
Not the words you want to see. If you are a batter, that is run out. Rebecca Burns, just 4 for her. The Blaze in some early trouble here. 15 for 2. Wellington skipper in at number 4, Jess Kerr. Good record in this format. 4 half centuries, and she likely needs another one here today for her side. We've got Laura Harris on the mic for us out in the middle. That's always nice, isn't it, Laura? Pick up one of those early doors.
It sure is. I think I know it's you're pretty frustrated getting run out in 2020 cricket because we also know how far bats can hit a ball when she goes. We'll take all of them. A little bit running, I dare say, after a few dots. But JK obviously we know is the main big wicket for them, given how she's been playing the last sort of a year or so, especially this comp. So if we get her, we'll try and restrict them as much as we can.
Any of the Wellington girls giving you a little bit of stick? Switching allegiances?
Oh, not too many to be fair. I had a lovely dinner last night with Jess McFadgen actually. At the Swan in town, which was highly recommend for anyone listening. Check it out, it's a great night. But nah, they're a pretty good bunch. I'm a love another fighter.
Do you think it's got something to do with the fact that it's only a 55-metre boundary here and no one's too eager to anger you too much before they have to bowl to you?
I was Gareth at first said about 55-metre boundaries. So I think that works in everyone's favour, surely. Not just mine, but missed out the other day, so hopefully can cash in today. Watch the ball a bit longer. Fever.
A great win last up when you played here. What was talked about after that game?
I just think you're never out of the contest. I mean, there's probably, we talked about it in the change room after that little patch. I think we lost about 4 for 8 in the middle there, which I think we could have taken a lot lower risk options between me, PJ and Polly, especially just for the time of the game where we were. So it's finding that balance between being overly aggressive, keeping the game moving forward and not giving you a wicket away. But obviously Eva pulled out something special. I think we sort of every game have had somebody else contribute, which is really nice. Just not relying on one or two people, and also takes the pressure off as a team point. That lets you keep playing with that freedom.
And the bowling, how nice to make an appearance at the crease.
Yeah. I'm definitely about, I think, I said earlier in the warm-up, because everyone says how it's about this game, but I said we can only react to whatever you throw down there. Oh, that's a great ball. Really. And if I was facing me, I'd certainly be trying to hit every ball out of the park. So every dot's a win for me. But always fun catching the contest in a different way. Yes, Lou.
And just a quick word on Lou, who's bowling at the moment. What a season she's had so far.
Yeah, I obviously had very little knowledge of her pre-coming over, but she's definitely got head on her shoulders and thinks a lot about the game and her bowling and where from the field point and whatnot, that I think she's got a very bright future ahead. That she's been great for us. It's a hard length, and obviously can hit him in the head when she needs.
Good. Thanks for your time, Laura. We'll catch up later on.
No, thank you.
24 for 2. Been a good start for the home side here, picked up 2 wickets early. Now, PJ Watkins tasked with bowling the last over of the power play.
It's interesting what Laura Hughes said about the ability to catch up later. I wonder if both sides have spoken about it. See a slightly slow start so far from the Blaze. Some good bowling, good tight bowling from the Sparks. Just the way these, tight. might have had Jessica in trouble there. But just with the way this ground's set up, I wonder runs might be scored later in the day, deep in the innings. Yeah, direct hit there. Wolf.
Beautifully bowled, Poppy!
I'm sure you've had days playing out here where it's felt like it too. It's hard ground to defend. If a player gets in, gets away, it feels really hard to be able to pull that back.
Yeah, certainly. Often talk about the white ball pinging off here. Very good white ball pitches here at the University of Otago Oval, and the boundaries, both men's and women's game, are on the smaller side. Fantastic over here, Watkins. This over is always the most difficult to bowl. Obviously bowled the first over as well, but just one off this over so far.
And great execution to finish the over off. Gets it to a sweeper. Just goes for the 2. Power play complete. 26 for 2.
The power play. Blaze. Won the toss. Bowl first. Got an early breakthrough to Sparks. Plummet. Seen a couple of nice strokes through the offside. And a nice piece of work in a Browning. Saw the back of Rebecca Burns. Blaze 26 for 2 after the 6 overs. How do we change the commentary box? Scotty, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Rods. Chloe Dennis. That is a loose delivery. And put away for 4. The greatest loose that you'll ever see bowled. Jessica not going to miss out on that.
It's been such a tight start as well. Not many of these type of deliveries dished up, but outside the power play, time you get something like that throughout the innings, you really want to be dispatching it.
Oh, swinging and not quite finding the gap this time. Browning out there in the deep. Dennis is just starting a little wayward here. Might be just a deep breath at the top of the mark. Cool conditions as well, so getting warmed up and into the flyover action here. Floated up straight to cover. You would have played at some pretty cool days here, Russ. What's the coldest day you remember having a game of killer kitty out here? It's just getting away with this at the moment. Wellington can't put the bad balls away.
Yeah, it's a good question, actually. You tend to not play here earlier in the summer just because the pitch isn't really the coldest thing I've played in New Zealand at the basin. We wore beanies in a first class game.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's cold.
And obviously you got two woolen jumpers on, a big thermal, a white top and the likes. And I've seen beanies worn in county cricket for years, and I sort of thought it was kosher.
Oh, that's got to be a no ball. And I'm sure they'll have a look at this. Greg Pennell standing this morning, or this afternoon.
To director, we need to check for a high full toss. Can I start with the front foot, please? Foot's okay. Roll through. The batter is crouch, just roll it through. She's well forward of the popping crease. I'm confident that ball will dip by the time it reaches the popping crease. We'll go back on field, thank you.
There you go. Tennis Simmons, TV umpire, confirms that ball would have dropped on the popping crease under waist height. So Chloe Dennis's first over comes to an end. 8 from it, Mackay's play to watch. Fallen straight under the bat this time. Francis can't get there. Been really impressed what I've seen from Luke Camp so far this season. Fresh into a debut season for her. Sparks and Super Smash. By Kim Cotton, and you may notice on the other sleeve there black armbands in place, and umpires wearing black armbands today to pay their respects to New Zealand cricket umpire Jim Henderson, who passed away last night. He was a driving force. All this time, driving force for both Canterbury Cricket Umpires and the Scorers Association, Canterbury Regional Umpires and Scorers Association. He served as an active umpire and scorer for more than 20 years, served in various leadership roles within the committee during that time, including President, Grading Officer, Pavilion Custodian. He was a life member of the Umpires Association, St Albans man. Tight lines. And condolences are sent to Jim's wife Janice, his son David, who made his umpiring debut this year as well, his daughter Claire, and to the wider Henderson family. Our thoughts with you all on this day. France is just a little bit stuck on the crease here. Feet go nowhere, reaching out for it. Camp is the ball on a string here. Just the one wide so far in this over.
It's the first sort of wide delivery she's bowled, actually. Been very tight to the stumps. Top Bulls building here.
Edge flies away, and it's going to go to the boundary for 4. Good finish to the over for the Blaze. Oh, there's one more to come, actually. That wide.
A much needed boundary. Francis gain a little bit of width off it. Healthy outside edge.
Got Camp in conversation with Laura Harris. That's a lot of expertise to call upon there, isn't it? Experienced cricketer. Bit cooler than Queensland. Slow ball. She's bowled that over so well. Louisa Camp, 39 for 2.
over. As mentioned, have the experience to call upon at mid-off. Seems like a very cool customer. Laura Harris. Great person to have in your environment. Plenty of experience. Looks like she plays the game in good spirits as well.
Not a single double-digit over so far for the Blaze. It's very unlike them. But the Sparks have bowled well. They've kept things tight. Ball's not really coming on here. Add to that the variations, the slow balls, the cutters that have worked so well. Kerr on strike to Gray. She generates a little bit of power down the ground, but Blakely is there and it goes straight through the hands.
Good power, Jessica. Down the ground. Very straight. Fortunately, Blakely just missing that one.
That one won't get through. Yes, it will. That's another boundary back to back. Laura Harris just over the top of that one. This is good from Kerr, taking the fight back to the Sparks.
This is great from the skipper. Back-to-back boundaries through the offside this time.
Of 12 now, Jessica. And again, down to long on. Blakely won't make the same mistake twice. Come through for the single. Eva Gray with a star turn for the Sparks 3 days ago here. Wonderful partnership at the end of the batting innings, chasing down significant total. Slowish delivery, it's outside off stump and it's easy cut away.
Definitely plenty of intent. It's over from Jess Kerr. The skipper, she'll know they slightly behind the game. Currently heading into the halfway point of this innings. So it's a good time to start putting some pressure back on the bowlers.
Over the top of the circle this time, Jessica, she will live dangerously. She is often caught looking to hit out. And the Sparks need to be on high alert here because she looks in a hitting mood.
Anytime we know it's one wicket out, the pressure's on it.
Not really in control of the shot. I think even great. Take some confidence from that. Not going to have it all your own way. Jessica is forced to feel change though. Laura Harris dropping back at long off. Another inside the circle at cover. And Kerr happy to pick up a single to finish. $52 for 2. We just spoke about no double-digit overs so far, and on cue, the Blaze have produced their first 13 runs off the over, back-to-back boundaries to start, 9 overs completed here. And PJ Watkins brought back into the rotation from the Caledonian ground end. Drags it down. It's pulled away through mid-wicket, just the one. I tell you what, Ruds, I've been Tommy Tourist the last couple of days, and today I availed myself of the Botanic Gardens. What a spot!
Yeah, it's a lovely spot. Maybe not the day for it, but yeah, good time of year as well. Summer flowers out. They've upgraded the playground as well, so as a father with young kids,
I'm glad you qualified that statement.
you tend to just operating in playgrounds, don't you? You just follow playgrounds around. So
Oh, yeah. Those days have passed me. But yes, it's true. Or bring them to the cricket with a book. Even better. Full toss over the top, and only just that's going to race away for 4.
is it a half chance? And a Browning in it cover. I think it is. Maybe just tipping it over the bar.
so good all season long. Yeah, I must say, just getting around the region, there are some incredible spots in this part of the world. Full again. That one's going to go all the way. Jess Kerr does not miss out. PJ Watkins has just gone full. Kerr was quickly on it, swung hard.
Watkins not using the cut surface. Over pitched. Jessica has not missed out. First bound, first 6 of the day. I might just be having a look to see if this was above the waist.
Front foot's okay. The batter is crouched and forward of the popping crease, satisfied that we'll be dipping below the waist. Can we go back on field, please?
Watkins with some work to do. 12 off the over so far. Hangs this one out wide, and that is carved through the covers for 4 more. Another big over, back to back for the Blaze. Starting to get work in here. 68 for 2.
With that boundary, 50 partnership up, just the 38 balls. Certainly putting the pressure back on the Sparks. Last over 16 off it, over 4-13, back-to-back big overs
And Browning's entering the rotation. Gareth Davis is the head coach of the Sparks. Gareth, a very good afternoon to you, mate.
Good afternoon, Scotty.
It's great weather, isn't it? Good cricket weather today for you, Gareth.
It's beautiful.
Right up your alley, sunshine.
Sunscreen on. Beautiful weather.
It was a good start, tight start. I sense that pitch is just holding a touch, mate.
Yeah, look, we got 24 dots, I think, in that power play. We contained really well, and we were fortunate to get 2 wickets and just a little bit of a partnership building here. I don't think we've used the pitch as much as we like to. We bowled a little bit of step hit, or we missed our length and gone too full. So, we've got to work hard just to try and break through here.
Drag short, but can't take full toll. Yeah, talk to us about those full deliveries. The spinners in particular just having a bit of difficulty. Is it the cold? Is there another reason? Are they trying to pitch it up?
Oh, look, we're always trying to take the game forward and trying to be brave and giving it the opportunity to get up nice and full and finish in your action. And we don't want to use the excuses of being cold. It could be a little bit of a factor, but just I don't mind seeing us going a little bit full because it's just showing that intent, that bravery, and trying to take wickets in this game.
Browning does exactly that. Kerr has to defend. Bella James back in the mix today, Gareth, so a little bit of batting power for you to use today.
Yeah, it's always great to have a white fern back into the side and into your playing 11, and she'll certainly give it a crack at the top of the order. And that's nothing against PJ as well. I thought she's done a real good job. She's been floating around the order. She's batted a 4, batted a 7, and she's open. So it's a big credit to her. So she can just be so versatile in the order for us.
Eva Gray, the other day, star ham with the bat. What's your thoughts on that? It was some finish, wasn't it?
Pretty impressive. It was one of the cleanest strikers I've seen for a while. So from ball 1, she just made real good contact and just gave us an opportunity to take it deep. And that's what the depth in the side as well. And it just shows true credit to the girls that we never stop in a fight. And we talk about 10-6 here, being down south, and that's something that we showed the other day.
You'll have to expand on that.
I think it's a bit of a rugby philosophy. When they were down and out on the try line, forgive me if I'm wrong, might be butchering this. They hung out in a game of rugby and defended the try line and ended up getting the win. And it's just that, always being in the fight, always putting the body on the line. So that's something that I think I've said it right, but I'm not sure.
I'm convinced. I'll have to go back through my memory bank for the game of rugby in particular. That sounds like a shield game, that score.
I think it was.
good to see a couple of your injured players there with the team as well today, Gareth. Eden Carson and Suze Bates obviously wanting to be a part of it, wanting to be around the team.
Yeah, look, they've been awesome for us. You never wish injury on anybody, but when they could still be included in the squad, giving their knowledge back to the girls, and Susie's been on the slinger, throwing to the girls and doing what she can to prep the girls in a good way, and Eden's just been a great mentor for our spinners and also providing energy. She's always bringing a laughter and a smile to the group, and I'm now giving Susie the pen and paper as well, just to make sure that she's counting all the dots for me as well.
Well, Eden's got a pen in her hand as well. Is she doing the Sudoku, or has she also got a job to do?
Yeah, she's doing Sudoku, but she can't multitask, so she really struggles.
Black back into the attack, and that one's just turned around the corner, will race away. Just check with the umpire here, and that's given us runs. Gareth, I want to talk to you about Emma Black. I mean, I've watched her grow up in this team over the last 6 seasons, and she's really turned into a great, a nuanced and quite quiet but persuasive leader, isn't she?
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much about quiet. She's certainly got a character off the field, and she gives it all when she's on the pitch. But she becomes so reliable for us in that power play, and she's putting her hand up all the time. And she just wants to be the first one out on the park and giving the ball in hand. And she's always on to me to try and bat higher up the order because she knows she can do it as well. So she's been awesome for us this year, and she's been huge for our bowling group as well, and developing their plans, their structure, and their execution as well.
Francis carries on, and good coverage from Laura Harris. Had Laura Harris on the mic today, mate. How much fun has it been to have her in the group?
It's so good. She just keeps it so simple. We went for a net indoors the other day, and I've never been so frightened in my life standing in the lane where she's just hitting them back at me. I'm pretty sure she just tried to hit me, so I had to go to the other net. But it's so refreshing just to get someone like Laura into the group who has a completely different perspective on it, but has worked so hard and is a super professional about the game.
In the air past, should just be the one again. Well, Gareth, we'll let you go and grab your pen and paper back before the page is covered in doodles, and we'll have a good chat to you later on, mate. Thanks so much for joining us.
Cheers, Scottish. Cheers, Hamish.
Down the ground, Francis is building here. 29 out of 33 for her. Kerr 39 from 23.
captaincy as well. Just her intents help the partnership. Francis certainly looking a lot more positive as well. Jessica tried to have a huge wicket at Emma Black right on the top of off, and that's the breakthrough they needed. When you need a wicket, you give it the ball to your experienced head, Emma Black. Looked to be a slight change of pace here, the leg cutter. Good piece of bowling. Cannons into off stump. Just when they were building nicely, just Curtis parts for 39. The Blaze 80 for 3. Even Black's just made her way to the boundary after that. And what she's searching for, but I hope she finds it. Just something with the eye. So running repair, maybe a contact. Zara Jetley in at 5. Just 128 runs for her, but the average is 16. Suggests that she can bat. 31 at best. There's a job to do here with Francis, and she has cut that away beautifully. That's going to be 4 runs. Beautiful shot. And Francis, a little bit of weather offered. Cut away beautifully. It's important she continues to build again after losing her skipper last over. Can't afford to lose another. The Blaze will know that. Hannah Francis now in charge of this partnership. Gently, truly up the order these days. Jess McFadden still to come. Isla McKenzie, Sam McKinder, Jess Simmons. So into the bowlers pretty quickly here, the Blaze.
those out there to go from at least Perry, Maitland, Joy and merely Kerr losing those three out of your team.
I may hear it.
To fill. That's nicely played. Good technique from Jetley off the mark.
It's always difficult to lose international experience and experienced heads, but creates opportunity, doesn't it? They are building, obviously rocketed early in competition. Couple of losses and then back in winning ways the last two games, so still at the top of the competition with 3 games left, I think it is. So
Francis certainly looks a little more uncomfortable with that fuller pitch delivery. Anything short and wide, she's on quickly, but pitched up, she finds that a little more difficult. 86 for 3. Emma Black is going to roll down for her last over here, 86 for 3. Oh, Cockham, sorry, it's going to be not Emma Black. Emma Black's fixed her eye up though. Just the points table there on your screen showing respective positions of these two sides, first and fourth, the Blaze and the Sparks. And here is Cockham. Jetley likes that shot. Frankie Mackay's returned. She has been keenly watching over the last 6 or 7 overs. Tough moment to lose Jess Kerr. She was really starting to spark that run rate up, Frank, but these two have got to carry on. That's up and that's out. Just like that. Hannah Francis, the in batter, she has literally gifted her wicket here.
Big breakthroughs. That's Auckland. Otago side, sorry. They've gone back to back. is Jess Kerr. Then get rid of the set batter, Hannah Francis. She's gone for 34. Blaze 87 for 4 now.
The Blaze keeper joins Sarah Jetley in the middle. 89th match today for Jess McFadden. Closing in on 500 runs in this competition. She'd enjoy reaching that mark today. It might be one of those days for Jess. She'll need to be good. These two, a lot riding on this partnership now. Here's the wicket. Francis just got back in the crease and then did not get in control of the shot.
Yeah, they've just had this ability, this Sparks side. Even at times when they've been going for a few runs, they've been able to just pick up wickets. They've been able to chip away. A really good, well-rounded bowling unit. So Polly Angle, she's able to chop and change her bowlers. It feels like she's always got an option for every situation she comes up against.
It's a 65-run partnership between Francis and Kerr. And that was broken, and they've lost 2 and 7 runs here. The Blaze, McFadden is off the mark.
A lot of experience there for Jess McFadden. She's played a lot of different roles in the side. There's been times that she's found herself at the top of the T20 order. Spent a lot of time in a Blaze side where the middle and lower order barely got a bat. And now she's got a really important role in this side as a finisher. The ability to use that experience. Pleasing thing for her, pleasing thing for the Blaze, striking at 200 this season. Hasn't had a lot of work to do, just her 4th innings so far this season, but striking it well.
Yeah, huge capability. There's no doubt about that. Just fashion. Oh, sharp. See that from Luke Kotkamp. Finishes the over with one whistling past the chin. 88 for 4.
Good sharp bounce to finish. A surprise ball to go to two, but had both point and short third up inside the circle. Wasn't expected by Jetley. Good way to close out the over.
Oh, had enough. Had enough. It's tough standing it up the bank all day, I'll tell you. Good work, Dad.
Oh, I like this here. You don't see this too often. Just the 3 fielders out. Sparks really trying to pile some pressure on here.
All back on the leg side. Long on. Mid wicket and 1 forward of square. Popped up and over the top of Ingles. Not the most convincing shot. Jason Fashion will play. Tough spot now for the Blaze. They're A, batting for survival, but B, they've got to somehow find some acceleration in this run rate.
Cover goes back now onto the boundary for Jetley.
Yeah, Jetley much more comfortable playing offsides. Dennis has to get that in quickly, not quick enough. Jetley is a rocket between the wickets.
Yeah, her favoured method of scoring, the ability to get back, use that offside, use the angles.
It's up. Has she done enough? I don't think so. Just over the top of Harris. Looked like she had that under control. And it's just gone away from her in the breeze here.
Yeah, just kept drifting, didn't it? Initially when that went up, looked like it was going to go straight to it, but it just kept drifting away and eventually got herself in a really tricky position. Goes with the favoured right hand, it goes down.
It's so nice.
Nicely driven. Straight back to PJ Watkins. Does a really good job getting down to that.
Oh, that is genius.
Hung that out so wide. Fortunate the Jet they got a little bit of bat on that.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse here. Saw gently coming, was able to just spear it wide.
So nice.
Lovely drift. Finished the over from PJ Watkins. She finishes up another compelling set here. None for 29 from her 4 today. 94 for 4 the Blaze. Well, just when you think you've seen it all, Caitlin Blakely's been thrown the ball by Polly Ingles. Frankie talked about the fact that Ingles knows what resource to use at whatever stage of the game. She's decided that Caitlin Blakely is the right tool for the job here. 90th match today for Caitlin.
Well, we did talk about it in the last match with the amount of bowlers used, that if you didn't get an over,
Yeah, I think Auckland went through 8. Hearts.
so this might have been just a couple of days of pestering in between games from Caitlin Blakely here.
McFadden got down to play that shot and she had to stay down there for about 17 hours before the ball arrived. Hopefully the quad's okay.
It's a lot of effort for a single, isn't it? And that's what you think when you're about halfway through running down the other end.
Throws it up. Has defence out there in the shape of Cot Camp.
that she's prepared to do things a little bit differently, go against the formula at times, to throw the ball with different names perhaps that teams haven't done their scouting for.
Oh, why not? It's only gone for singles. There's a dot.
Well, sometimes that's all it takes as well. You bring someone into the attack, it's something a little bit different, something unexpected, and all you need is that tidy over. Just one. Just the ability to try and break that momentum, do something different.
I think McFadden's just a bit crease bound here. Maybe a step down. Stays in the crease and she swings that out to mid-wicket. Just a slight misfeel from Gray, but again, just the single.
And it is that thing that the part-timer comes on, the different bowler comes on. You want them to be going for lots. You want to see boundaries so you can add to pressure.
Down to long on, single to finish the over, just the 5 runs from it. Precious stuff for Caitlin Blakely, 99 for 4. It's a very Dunedin sideline, that isn't it? Not a lot of high rise. 13 and 16, the 2 big overs back to back when Jess Kerr started to accelerate, then she lost her pole. Up on the hillside, Otago Boys High. Beautiful building. Oamaru stone they used for that building. Glorious stuff. And that's gone. Shetley just decides to go walkabouts, and Pollingles does not miss out. Hannah Browning has her first wicket of the day, and the Blaze lose their 5th.
And just tidy piece of cricket, gets rid of Jetley. She has gone for 10 and the Blaze now 99 for 5.
And McKinder. 12th match today. Still a long time in this game. 3.5 overs remaining. Should I say in this innings? Blaze, every run crucial from here. Anything about playing the Blaze, I think a lot of teams get spooked. A lot of teams think you've got to take every chance against a team like the Blaze. It doesn't matter who's lining up in yellow and black. Just that sort of side that they force you into thinking you've got to hustle, you've got to be at the top of your game. That's what the number of titles will do. The 100 up.
And it is a team that knows how to win. That's a thing that comes with titles, is the experience of winning a lot of cricket games, winning pressure games. And to do that, you've got to win pressure moments. That's what this team is experienced doing.
Browning again, floating it up. Gareth Davis, head coach, talked about spinners in particular not being afraid to give the ball some air, float it up. Maybe they've missed on length more than they would have liked to today, but as a strategy, it's one that they're quite keen to follow. A few little drops of rain on the camera there. It's been a misty and miserly old start to the day here in Dunners.
Oh my God.
McKinder had to hit that. Otherwise that was out 2 ways.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you are bowling spin to small boundaries, 55-metre boundaries, you can get a little gun shy. You want to bowl flat and quick and shorter.
Out. Another one. Browning strikes twice in the over. That's McFadden gone. Blaze just cannot get a partnership going here after that 65 between Jess Kerr and Hannah Francis. And the Blaze keeper trying to hit out, couldn't get it over Robertson. What a special over from Anna Browning this is turning out to be.
Yeah, McFadden gone for 5, Blaze 102 for 6.
Pierce Simmons is going to have a job to do with the ball today. But right now it's Willow in hands with the Blaze and a little bit of bother here. 102 for 6. Last ball of the Browning over, 2 wickets in it. It's gone for just 3 runs. Simmons on strike. Browning gave that plenty of air as well. Oh, they thought there was just one there and the fielding wasn't up to it. Now they're going to come back for an overthrow. That is scrappy and a direct hit. That would have been the end of it, but I don't know how they've turned that into 3, but they have. That is Paul Daniels level magic.
Just clever bowling though from Hannah Browning. She'd been able to change her pace up and down. Disappointment obvious. Jess McFadden. I just missed a little trick here, I think. Wellington side looked to hit over the top a lot, got themselves in trouble.
Chloe Dennis is back to bowl the 18th, and it is genuinely raining here at the moment, but it is light rain, fortunately. Kim Cotton has shown no sign of wanting to give up the ghost, but the groundies here are ready for action. Dennis bowling to Simmons, who somehow scored 3 runs off the first ball she faced.
Yeah, it's not a ground you're going to see too many 3s on, that's for sure. Pushed hard to get back for the second. Polling was trying to get the ball back to the stumps. No one backing up in that position. Able to hustle through for a 3rd.
Very slow. McKenna deals with this down the leg side.
I like the fact that these two, they've come out, they've looked to be aggressive, looked to take the game on, both have played to their strengths, but also looking to run hard. There are more than one way to go about it. You don't just have to come out and strike boundaries every ball.
Slip from Pellingles behind the stumps. Dennis is trying to bowl this into the pads. Just getting a little leg side here. Goes again and past PJ Watt
is on the 45. It's not the line with the player up there.
Oh, that shows how well that's timed. BJ Watkins at short fine leg. She's got a good piece of that feeling, and that is still raced away for 4. It's hit like a rocket there.
She's come out well, isn't she? Simmons, positive play this. This time straight down the ground, and she's got enough of that too. Simmons with back-to-back boundaries late in the piece here.
Yeah, good striking. G. Simmons come out with some real intent, able to go back-to-back boundaries off the spinner. Uses her feet, gets down to it on the full. A good time to try to be aggressive against the spinner. We just had that shower, balls damp and slippery in hand.
Oh, she got enough. Harris again, right over the top. This is excellent from Jess Simmons. She has raced 16 from 6 deliveries, 119 for 6.
Goes again, sees the ball tossed up, does well to get to it on the full. Timing just good enough, sneaks it over the top. Doesn't take much to race away for 4. New high score for G. Simmons. To 16 off just the 6 deliveries so far today.
Disappointing over that for the Sparks, and that's what I mean about the Blaze. When you get them on the ropes, you've kind of got to find the killer blow. And I know it's still 119, be well below what they would have expected from themselves, but you just cannot let this Blaze team get away.
Yeah, I'm a little intrigued by that decision to go to Chloe Dennis. There's just the 2 overs left. You've still got Emma Black, who's got 1 over to bowl. I would suggest she bowls the last. You've got Louisa Cockham, who's got 1 for 12 off just 3 overs. It was clearly the decision that she wanted to go pace off Polly Ingles in that situation, but they will order her up to it.
Oh, hard luck there, Laris. Geez, you've given that a good you've given that a good nudge. I know.
Diaphragm, a real good nudge.
Yeah.
the ground that you thought there was going to be there? Just reviewing that dive.
No, not quite. I'm not a small human either to fly across the ground. But
geez, you've had one of those days in the field, haven't you, that everything's just out of reach.
Honestly, we got feet for hands today. And we've definitely had better days. Can tell you that, but we've probably given him another 20 runs to be fair. That's cricket sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just one of those things. Well, I've spoken about it with Frankie on comms actually. It's just one of those teams where you want to take every opportunity too. Oh, and that's another one past. It was a good effort, good dive, wasn't enough.
There's a fair bit we talked about it. Well, I've talked about it obviously watching the comp over the years like last year. It's just that what is beating Wellington in girls' heads and getting that out of it. It was like a final last year, I thought was the key. The girls did so well watching to restrict them and then sort of just, it's just little key moments though, no different earlier, like Jess and Hannah batting together and then don't run, but then we fumble and give them the two. That it's just recognising those and trying to win those moments compared to giving it to the other team. Same as lost a catch today. I'd say me along with a few of the others. Hands haven't turned up. So we got to be on for batting.
Yep, well, I'm sure you will be, Laura. I always appreciate you. Thanks so much.
No worries.
Good on you, mate. Emma Black sitting in thirds on the most wickets list in Super Smash 25-26. Zara Jetley, we'll see her with ball on hand in the second innings. Last over, 1-3-1 for 6. Jess Simmons has played a fantastic hand can and continues to do so here. Good bit of fielding in the deep from Watkins prevents the boundary. Come back for a couple.
Yeah, trying to be inventive. Jess Simmons gets a good piece of it. Races away.
Important partnership. 31 off 14 deliveries. And again, it's what the Blaze can do. I'm glad Laura Harris acknowledged just what it is about this Blaze side. Yeah, they do have the ability to spook opposition teams. I'm not suggesting the Sparks are there yet, but I think everyone just tries to hold on a bit tighter. The opportunities that don't go your way, they become a little bit more deflating than they might usually be. Missed catches, catches that just go wide. That is going to go to the boundary for 4. That's a nice shot, pulled away beautifully by McKenna.
Yeah, maybe I'm showing my age a little bit. I think the Blaze side were intimidating to play against when you're turning up Sophie Devine, Millie Kerr, Lee Kasperick, Laura Harris at one point was part of that team. When you start throwing all those names in together, it was a lineup that you knew if you didn't turn up and play well, someone in that lineup would get you. But I think when you turn up and look at this team and some of the inexperience that's there or the different roles players are having to play, should be licking your lips at the chance to play this Wellington Blaze side. But I think we see it across all T20 cricket that when that momentum starts to change, when the game feels like it starts going against you, feels like it speeds up, the game gets fast, people get under pressure, all of a sudden, as Laura Harris said, you feel like you haven't packed your hands, the ball hits them hard, everything feels like it happens in hyperdrive. That clear thinking, that clear execution seems to just go. And I think we've seen that just a little bit now, the back end of this innings. It's got a bit rushed and frantic. Batters have got away and feels like they can just keep going in that situation.
Simmons gave herself plenty of room and didn't give it enough clout. Caitlin Blakely takes a great catch running forwards. That has been an impressive innings, a new career best for Jess Simmons. She's gone for 24. One ball remaining in the innings, and the Sparks have their 7th.
Yeah, it's a great innings, but this is a really clever piece of bowling. Takes all the pace off, goes wide outside the off stump, means that Simmons ends up having to drag it, trying to hit powerfully, and a great smart catch running in. Caitlin Blakely made that look easy. Brilliant cameo from Simmons, 24 off just the 12 Blaze, 139 for 7.
Colby, the off spinner, here to face one delivery from Emma Black. She's whipped it away off the pads, all the way to the boundary for 4, 140 out for the Blaze. And they will finish their 20 overs with 143 on the boards. And given some of the struggles through the middle, I think they'll be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, well, they were at 99 for 5 at the start of the 17th over. So they've been able to recover brilliantly from that position. Even the 1%ers, Colbeard able to come and face her first ball, hit that for 4. You feel like you just take some momentum into your next innings. It's not a bonus point with the bat for the Blaze, but to get anywhere north of 140, immediately you feel like you're in the game. Good contributions throughout. And Francis looked in really good touch for her 34, and just as she started to get going, started to unleash, she was out to a little bit of a soft dismissal. Jess Kirk continued that batting form, 39 off the 24 deliveries, 5 fours, the only 6 of the innings, and then a couple of cameos to finish things off and push the Blaze up to a good total. Sam McKinder again striking the ball well, strike rate of 175 for her 14 not out, and Jess Simmons goes 24 off 12, 143 on the board. You're feeling reasonably happy as a batting side, especially with how things started off. 7 bowlers used for the Sparks. Wicket takers Lou Cockham 1 for 12, and Browning excellent 2 for 17 in her 3 overs. But the chief destroyer was Emma Black with 3 for 31 off her 4 overs. And now it's time to head down to Hamish Rutherford.
Yeah, thanks, Frankie. Emma Black, a couple of good performances here with the ball. Through your team, you've restricted them to a score. Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good score to chase down. I reckon they're under par. Like we saw last game that a big total is, well, like this pitch is probably more of a batting surface, more a batter's game, I reckon. That's what I was having the batters on a about this morning.
Yeah, and so you've obviously taken 3 wickets on a batter's wicket, so you must have bowled beautifully.
Yeah, there were some bad balls here and there, but yeah, I'll take it. I think pace off out there is really key.
Yeah, I was going to say spinners and a Browning. She bowled a couple of nice sets as well, so
Yeah,
you think
definitely.
a bit of that. So keys for with the bat and chasing the stone.
Yeah, I reckon, I guess it's a small boundary, but it's all about, like, taking those singles. Like, I feel like they're going to bowl on the stump, so how can we, how can they score off the good balls too?
Yeah, what about the weather? Obviously, it's the most standard Dunedin day you'll get. A chance for rain, what do you think?
Yeah, it rained for a wee bit there, but it turned into nothing actually. So, hey, it's Dunedin and it's beautiful.
Yeah, let's hope it stays good and good luck with the chase and game well bowled. Yeah, we'll take a break and after it we'll see if the Sparks can chase down 144 for the win.
So welcome back to University of Otago Oval here in Dunedin. The Wellington Blaze, they won the toss and elected to have the bat first, and had an initial shot from Rebecca Burns. Thought it could have been a day where we see plenty of runs, but Georgia Plummer dismissed early, spooning one to mid-on, and then a little bit of disaster struck early. Rebecca Burns run out, and Francis trying to pinch one, and all of a sudden the Blaze found themselves 15 for 2, and a bit of a repair job needed. Thankfully they found a good partnership in the form of Jessica and Hannah Francis. They were able to put on 65 for the third wicket, partnered each other well, and put a hit freely through the offside. Hannah Francis, we're getting very used to seeing that cover drive now, partnered well with Jessica, and had all the power, was prepared to go down the ground to the sweep shot from occasion. And it was when Emma Black came back into the attack, went change of pace, leg cutter onto the top of off stump, and it was there. They were able to go bang bang, 2 wickets in quick succession. Jessica, then Hannah Francis, so had 2 new batters into the crease, and I felt here as they continued to take wickets, all of a sudden they were getting themselves ahead of the game. 99 for 5, the Blaze found themselves, but then it was Jessica, Jess Simmons, my apologies, Sam McKinder came out and just struck the ball everywhere. Some real intent, looked to be very aggressive, able to strike boundaries all around the ground, use their innovation, key partnership at the back end of the innings, pushed the total up to 143 for 7. You see those innings throughout. Hannah Francis, new career best, 34 off 39. Jess Kurt striking it over 160. She went 39 off 24. 5 fours and 1 6 included in that innings. 14 off 8, not out for McKinder. 24 off 12 for Simmons. Ended up a good batting innings, 143 on the board. And good bowling performances throughout. Wickets, 3 for 31 for Black, 1 for 12 for Cockham, and 2 for 17 for Anna Browning. A typical Dunedin day here. Overcast, a little bit of breeze about. Not the warmest summer day you will ever see, but fine conditions for cricket, which is the main thing. And the Sparks, the home side, they will need 144 for victory. They'll take a lot of confidence from how they played on this ground just 3 days ago. They were able to run down 169 needed for victory. The surface is played slightly differently today. They had to work a little bit harder for their runs, the batters. But we'll have a lot of faith, a lot of confidence in how they play on this ground. The batting, they've got it on their side. And of course they didn't have this woman either. Bella James boundary, back into the side, straight back to the top of the order. She is a dangerous striker. Those numbers, they will only continue to improve. She'll be coming up against the top wicket taker in the competition, Zara Jetley, average of 17 through her super smash career. Best bowling figures, 4 for just 1. I got best timing straight away. Felicity Robertson on strike. Average almost 16. She's already had a 50 in her super smash career. Batted in lots of different positions. Started her domestic career with Northern Districts. Rutherford, you'd say she saw the light. She's come south.
Nice batting. Create a nice angle. Often people move south for opportunity. See a lot more movement around the women's game. Last couple of summers as well. Good piece of running.
Yeah, she'll feel like she's really found her home here. Had a lot of success. HBJ cricket, captain that team. Now, with no Susie Bates in this T20 side, it means she's gone to the top of the order. Hasn't had a best season yet so far. She has got striking power. She's got the ability to manipulate the field. Started the season really well with that best of 23. Looked in really good touch. And she'll be hoping that those runs return soon. First over done, it's 2 without loss.
Good start. Very good start from the Blaze, defending slightly lower total. Equally quite watchful from the Sparks. Couple of keen fans, slightly controversial use of Otago. certainly youth there, shorts and a t-shirt. I would say he's underdressed. Jess Kerr, new ball in hand, past the experience. Best of 4 for 11. I'm going to need something of that this afternoon.
Lovely shape early. That's a beautiful looking shot. Great piece of fielding from Rebecca Burns. Means it will be just the single. That's, I think, what we'll expect to see a lot more of in the second innings. I think at times the Wellington side first up when they were looking to be aggressive, looking to score boundaries, trying to do it in the air. And if you get a pitch that's got a little bit of up and down, a little bit of hold to it, it makes it tough. I think we get real value for scoring your runs here is that low risk options, hitting the ball along the ground, outfield of the lightning here.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that the other day, didn't we? Piercing the gap, racing away. It felt like it was 1 or 4. So obviously Sparks will benefit from that experience. Field is set very straight. Obviously, Jess Kerr with her in swing. The ball tends to go left side or straight through the covers.
It's an interesting matchup between these two. Bella James loves scoring around square of the wicket. Very good on the square drive, very good on the cut shot. So it doesn't leave Jess Kerr a lot of wiggle room out there.
Field set for a bouncer as well, so teams have gone early to the short ball with Bella James this summer so far.
Yeah, she's a little bit compulsive with how she takes the short ball on. Some people who are prepared to duck, to sway, to see how one comes through early. Not so much Bella James. She's prepared to take it on right from ball one. So as much as that is a strength at times, can bring about a downfall. Oh, smears that offside. Gets a little bit of a loosener to finish the over off and pounces all over it. 10 without loss. Hardy Southerners, bare feet shorts, little bit of drizzle about. degrees, but that doesn't put the fans off. Good to see the Sparks and Volts merch out on the bank. A bit of drizzle coming across the ground at the moment as Jess Simmons has thrown the ball. 19 wickets in her career so far. Uses the pace well. Felicity Robertson. That is her go-to.
Good piece of batting. Fielding the offside inside the ring. A little bit of width and just helped it on its way. Late cut. Here's the gap beautifully.
Yeah, two fielders out in the deep. There's square cover on the offside and then a deep mid-wicket leg side. Still a little bit of shape out in the middle. It does feel like a little bit of a tough field to bowl to for Simmons.
Yeah, it's got to be very wicket to wicket. Length has to be slightly fuller as well. Maybe that deep mid wickets in for maybe a change up. certainly a slightly defensive field set for the Blaze. We know how important early wickets are in 2020 cricket. So for me, I'd like to see a slightly different field. Maybe ask a catcher to come and play as well, maybe in front of the wicket. I'm not sure a nick to first or second slip's going to potentially carry today, but certainly a catching cover, catching mid-wicket might be a good option.
Be interesting to see the impact this little bit of drizzle has, the ball on the surface, how tricky it makes fielding in the outfield. It's almost stuck through from Simmons.
They were looking for it. No one could locate the ball where it ended up. Almost Yorker length. Chopped into her legs, into her feet. Everyone's looking around for it.
I am fascinated there from Robertson that she has looked up. There was no chance that it was going to be in the air. Good close out to the over from Simmons after going for 4 the first ball. 16 without loss. Piece for the openers so far. Robertson faced 12 balls for her 8. Bella James just the 6. We've got Nicole Beard mic'd up out in the middle for us. Nicole, how are you today?
Very good, thank you. How are you guys?
Very good. Can you give us a little bit of a weather update? How's it feeling out there?
It's pretty chilly. Not windy though, so we like that. But yeah, bit of rain around.
Put 143 on the board. How did you feel about that total at the halfway point?
Felt pretty good. We were trying to get that 150, but fell a bit short. But I think with the conditions, like, it could go either way, so we're pretty happy and comfortable defending that one.
Nice. And for you, with ball in hand today, what's going to be the plan?
Try to not let them hit those little boundaries, and yeah, just try to get line and length right, both to the field, just the usual stuff, really. Good jag up.
A wet ball to deal with? Does that come into consideration at all?
Yeah, I think a little bit. We've got a few towels dotted around the players' pockets, so we're just trying our best to keep that off the ground. But yeah, a lot to deal with out here.
Have you got hand warmers in your pockets?
Oh, I wish the pockets make a little bit of a difference, but not really.
That's spin bowling 101, isn't it? You've always got to have some of those floating around.
I left him best.
Slight change for the team too, coming to University of Otago Oval. Small boundaries, really small boundaries to have to deal with. Has that been talked about much as a bowling group, how you best deal with those?
Not so much the size, but I guess it's still the same thing of like bowling to where you've got your sweepers and sticking to that plan. Like, there's not much you can do if they're hitting the gaps, so trying to not let them hit those gaps. But yeah, I mean, we both play on the same field, so it's a bit of a leveler either way.
Into a patch where it's slightly less hectic for your team at the moment in terms of games played. How do you spend your days off in between?
We have a little part-time job, so roll into the office tomorrow probably, but
What do you do for work, Nicole?
I work for a skincare brand, so just based in, there's a little office in Wellington, so I'm part of the ops team there, so it's just they love cricket as well, so it works well with us.
Mate, that was absolutely a time to name drop there. That was the
I wasn't sure of the
promo.
rules. Activities.
Nice, very nice. fielded. Tidy throw too. Thanks for your time, Nicole.
Cheers, guys.
4 overs gone, 25 without loss. Oh no, not the sight you want to see. Rain came in across the last couple of overs, was just drizzle, but just in the last minute or so it had got a lot heavier. A discussion between the two umpires, and it was decided that heavy enough, as you can see by the umbrellas up, they have got it absolutely sorted, keeping the rain out from every direction possible. Doesn't matter how hard you are down here in Dunedin, it is definitely raining. It's meant that umpires Kim Cotton, Craig Pennell, after a quick discussion, have said enough is enough. It is heavy enough that we should be getting off the field here. And so covers will go on. Maybe slightly concerningly out in the middle is all the covers have been relocated out to the middle, so the Hessian's gone on. A small cover will go on in place. It'll be a little bit concerning if the big covers have to go on. You don't mind it if it's just that. But as soon as you start putting big covers on, it just means more work to get them off. More time than it possibly takes to get the ground ready.
Yeah, this rain's that misty rain that sort of settles in and around here, North Dunedin. It is breezy, which is encouraging, but yeah, this rain unfortunately can linger around. It's light, but now having gone off, it's very difficult sometimes to come back. Hopefully it is a short temporary break. They've only got that small cover on, which is encouraging.
Yeah, well, that's the tough thing, isn't it? The fact that if it starts raining, you put the covers on. Even if you were playing in that rain for overs previous, you have to wait for that rain to stop. So it's not putting off the teams that are due to play later in the day, the Firebirds and the Volts, are still out the back training, but it is too much rain to continue with the game out in the middle. Ground staff watching on. The Sparks got themselves off to a really good start, solid start. They were watchful early in the first over of Jet Li, but then able to strike a few boundaries, 3 from the bat of Bella James on her way to 17 not out of the 12 deliveries. Felicity Robertson, she's got one of her own. She's 8 not out of just 12. So they've got themselves into a good position, 25 without loss. Of course, you have to play 5 overs for it to be considered a game. So at the present stage, 1 over short of that mark. We're hearing if 5 overs, they've got through 5 overs. Duckworth Lewis score was 28. So they've got themselves in the box seat. So that would be no wickets down. They had 28 on the board after 5. They would be ahead on the Duckworth Lewis calculations, but still a long way until we get to that stage. In the chase of 143, of course needing 144 for victory. 119 runs needed further from 96 deliveries. Hopefully this rain doesn't hang around for too long and we don't see too many overs shortened off this game. But for now, the Sparks are sitting pretty, 25 without loss, and just waiting for that rain to stop. As are we, waiting and watching on, as are the fans here in Dunedin. We will take a quick break, and hopefully that break brings about a break in the weather. a good afternoon from University of Otago Oval. Unfortunately, the weather not quite so good. If you're just tuning in, made it through the first innings where the Wellington Blaze scored 143 for 7 in their 20 overs, and we are 4 overs into the chase. Good solid start by the Sparks. They had 25 without loss. Unfortunately, through that fourth over, the drizzle turned to rain. The umpires came together, had a quick discussion, and the covers were called on. And from there, we haven't had a lot of movement since. Crowd have packed well with umbrellas and blankets, tents, everything you need for a good day out at the cricket. And unfortunately for now, all there is to watch is the groundies standing out in the middle, keeping watch over the covers as the rain trickles in. I had a few of the players mentioned, please, it wasn't windy today. Not having to deal with windy conditions, but we might actually need a bit of wind to try and blow this pesky rain away. That's well packed too, bringing a book to the cricket. I thoroughly approve of that. Keeping themselves entertained out on the bank. If you're wanting to watch some cricket at the moment, this is the only one on show. Bare feet, tough running between the wickets in most conditions, uphill and a little bit slippery underfoot. But there has been some good cricket played here so far today. Wellington side, they won the toss, elected to have a bat first, which is the Wellington way. They debated whether it was the best way to go about it. They would have felt after that Rebecca Burns cover drive, maybe it was the day for runs. There's a lovely shot off the pads early from Plymouth. She tried to repeat the dose before she was dismissed. And then in any little collapse, there's always a run out. And this time it was Rebecca Burns who had the long walk back. It did bring about a good partnership between Jess Kerr and Hannah Francis. Had a lot of rebuilding to do. Found themselves 15 for 2 early on. And they were watchful early and then started to unfurl an array of shots. Hannah Francis especially good through the offside, showed off her talent on the way to a new career best for her, and Jess Kerr just continued the good form on. She's been in serious striking power, and it took the experienced Emma Black coming back into the attack to get rid of her leg cutter onto the top of off stump. Well, one bought 2, and Francis departed soon after to the bowling of Louisa Camp, who continues to impress this season. And they lost their way a little bit through the middle of the innings. It was Jet Li, then McFadden again. dismissed in quick succession, and Browning taking wickets. Then, when Jess Simmons and Sam McKinder came together, there was some real intent, able to run well between the wickets, some lusty blows down the ground. Saw some invention, showed off all their power. It was only right at the back end of the innings that partnership was broken. Smart piece of bowling, going pace off once again, Emma Black. Smart piece of fielding, Caitlin Blackley making good ground coming in from the boundary. When we saw the 3 wickets to Emma Black, she was fantastic throughout. Good bounce back for her. Her last game played here, she went 4 overs, 1 for 46, but found herself back in the wickets. And another player, Hamish Rutherford, who was outstanding throughout. The young off spinner, Anna Browning.
Yeah, she had a good day out on the back of Emma Black. Nice piece of bowling. Only went for the 1 boundary. Her 3 overs as well. Got a crucial run out. Bit of Burns as well.
Well, it was a good innings first up. They would have loved to push themselves up to that 150 run mark to get a batting bonus point, recently introduced to the women's competition this year, but the Blaze, they fell just shy of that, 143 for 7, but at 99 for 5, it needed a good finish to push them to that total. So a good day out with the bat for the Blaze. And then in reply, the Sparks, they started well themselves. 4 overs bowled so far. First over of Zara Jetley went for just the 2. Watchful early. And then Bella James, she gets width early, punishes it. Felicity Robertson able to use the pace, use the bounce well, scores a lot of her runs through the 3rd region. And then again, the offside was peppered by Bella James. She has raced through to 17 off just the 12 deliveries, 3 boundaries already, striking it up at over 140. Not great signs though out in the middle. That drizzle has continued. It did look as though it was lightning at one touch, but it is reasonably heavy once again, and the ground staff, they have decided that not only do they need the cover on the pitch that's being played on today, they need the covers on the entire square. So the big covers are being unfolded here, which is not good signs for what we're seeing on the rain radar, not good signs for this game that we are in the middle of here. Bit of work to do for the ground staff out in the middle. Well, it's been an entertaining day so far here in Dunedin, and to keep that entertainment rolling, we will give you an episode now of over and out.
Over and out. It's cricket chat, but not as you know it.
There's a reason why. The story.
How long do I get here? When cricket meets comedy and a bit of chaos. Come on, people, get it together for God's sake. We go behind the scenes.
Sorry, what am I saying? That was horrendous.
Whoa.
6 balls, 6 questions.
What is the biggest animal you could take on in a bar fight?
What's the worst type of person to meet on a blind date?
It's got to be an ugly one, isn't it? Broadcasters, commentators, players, and comedians. Hopefully some of them will actually show up. Great yarns, sharp wit, and random nonsense. What could possibly go wrong? Over and out. Can you please tell us your name and introduce yourself?
My name is Tony Street. I am a broadcaster, worked with TVNZ as a sports reporter for 10 years, and a part-time cricketer. Not now, I used to be.
My name is Maya Wilson. I'm a professional netball athlete, and someone thought it was a good idea to bring me on today.
How much do you really know about cricket?
Apart from playing a bit of junior cricket, not much.
I'm Rachel Vindra, covering Kitty Rag. I guess I play for New Zealand, the Black Caps.
I'm Frankie Mackay, former cricketer and part of the TVNZ commentary team.
Do you think anything you learned at school will come in handy today?
There is nothing I learned at school that will help me out for today.
What do you know about the show you're being on today?
I think there's a lot of balls involved. Hopefully not too much juggling, bit of humour, bit of banter, some cricket chat, I'm sure, thrown in there.
You feeling nervous?
A little bit. It's always a bit unsettling when you don't know the questions.
To be honest, a little bit nervous. Or being in front of the camera, without a helmet on is always a little bit intimidating, so we'll see how it goes.
Worst case scenario, I fall off my chair, I have an inappropriate bodily function. The worst thing that could happen would be I freeze and I don't know how to answer a question.
Do you know the name of the show you're on?
5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Have fun, guys.
Kia ora. Welcome to Over and Out, the #1 cricket show featuring a broadcaster, I guess that's me, a netballer and 2 international cricketers. We will shortly crack these balls open and answer the questions inside. Apparently that's what we're doing. With that in mind, who wants to go first at cracking a ball? One of the international cricketers.
I'll go. You're pretty good at that, eh? Is that all you do in general? It seems like you've done a few times. Okay.
It would have been easier if I'd got a pre-read anyway.
Alright. What's the best and the worst thing about New Zealand? That's a good one, that.
I think the best thing is that we have space and we have such beautiful scenery, and it doesn't cost to just go to the beautiful beach. You know what I mean? There's a lot of free things in here.
Unless you're in Auckland, where there's most of the beaches
What beach
have a bit of sewage.